Buonasera and welcome to another trip report. Today I will be taking the Euronight sleeper train that runs between Venice in Italy and Paris in France. I won't be taking it from Venice, I'm taking it from Milano Centrale. This is one of the main, international transport hubs in Italy, Milan in general. There's also another railway station here, Milano Garibaldi. This is where the TGV trains to France leave from. Anyway, before I explain anything else, let's roll the intro. Before I start this video, I'll give you a quick comparison on the environmental impact on this route by train, car and plane. The left part will be about this specific part of the route, so from Milan to Paris, and the right part will be about the entire route of this train, so from Venice to Paris. The company that runs this train is called Thello. They also do run trains between Marseille and Milan. I also did a trip report on that route. This trip report will be about a train that's on the blue line you can see here on the map. Just like all my videos, I'll start off by showing you the station where I'm departing from. After that I'll show you the train, and after that I'll show you some views from the train. Well, these views won't be long in this video, but in this video I will show you a bit of Gare de Lyon in Paris where I'm arriving at as well. The railway station Milano Centrale is located right next to the city center of Milan and is by volume the biggest station of Europe. Although it serves quite a lot of passengers, approximately 120 million passengers each year, it's not the biggest when it comes to number of passengers. Below the railway station you'll find a metro, so it's perfectly within reach from other parts of the city. Comparing to the older parts of the railway station, the underground parts are not pretty at all. I mean, just look at this. This is really pretty. Information about departing and arriving trains is very good. And throughout the station you will find an awful lot of shops. And quite a lot of shops are fashion related as well. Well, I guess this is just being in Milan. This railway station has been designed by the French architect Louis-Jules Bugeaud. And the design has been inspired by Union Station in Washington DC in America. This station is in service since 1931. In the original design of the 1930s there are lots of stairs, but the station has been modernized and you will find lots of escalators and elevators as well right now. When you pass through the stairs you just saw, you will get to the main ticket desk area. Well, here you find lots of vending machines, but also the main ticket desk for Trenitalia and Italo. These are different companies and they do have their own ticket desks. On some vending machines I also saw the possibility to pay with Alipay. Oh, this is very interesting, especially for Chinese people. Tickets for the Thello night trains can be bought at the Trenitalia desk as well. Since Thello is a subsidiary of Trenitalia. This is also one of the places where you can take the escalators to the upper floors, and you find lots of shops here as well. Although most shops were closed when I visited the station, because, well, it was late in the evening and the Thello sleeper train is departing pretty late from Milano Centrale. I just absolutely love the architecture of this railway station, and especially when you go to the main hall where you find the arrivals and the departures. When they built this station it was meant to be impressive, and I think they did a good job on this. In and around the main hall you also find the railway lounges, the Freccia lounge and the Italo Club lounge. At this place you also find lots of restaurants and also fast food restaurants. From some of them you have a great view on the trains as well. First class lounges can be found next to the place where you find this restaurant, so you have more or less the same views on the trains. Well, I love to tell you more about the history and, well, show you some specific details of this railway station. But it's time to move on and show you the other part of the railway station. When you enter many high-speed and long-distance railway stations in Italy, your ticket will be physically checked. This all works very smooth and I never had to queue up for this. Although there are some fast lanes for business and first class passengers. From here the main hall also looks pretty impressive. Here you also find a small number of shops. Milano Centrale is a terminal station. This means that most trains will end or start their services here, and when this is just a stop on their way, it means they will change directions. Italy has a very efficient high-speed train system. Because of its shape, you don't need that many lines to serve big parts of the country. The state-owned railway company Trenitalia even has competition of Italo on some popular routes. Apart from national high-speed trains, you also find Eurocity trains run by the railway company SBB, the Swiss National Railway Company. These trains do run to Switzerland, of course, and some of them do run to Frankfurt in Germany as well. By the way, in China I did a trip report on a train that was based on this specific design. Although the interior in China is totally different. Apart from these high-speed trains, you also find a lot of intercity trains and sleeper trains that will go into Italy. And of course, you find a lot of local trains. Because Switzerland is nearby, you also find lots of local trains that are heading into Switzerland. And they don't just go to the first stop across the border. They will go pretty deep into Switzerland as well. On the right, my train is coming in, so it's time to show you the train. Before you enter the train, your ticket will be checked, and it will be checked with the name and date of birth in your passport. For this train, they are pretty strict. Since a lot of refugees are coming into Europe via Italy, the border is more or less locked. It's almost impossible to leave Italy without passport control in the train. Like pretty much all sleeper trains, this train consists of carriages that are being pulled by a locomotive. I did several trip reports on sleeper trains also within Europe, but this sleeper train is the first sleeper train that's most like the standard European sleeper train. I will show you more of this in a bit. Carriage numbers are clearly written on the side of each carriage. You'll find them at each door. Before you enter the train, your ticket will be checked again and you will be marked as present. For this ride, I'll be staying on a 3-berth sleeping compartment. Most accommodations in this train consist of couchettes, or Liegewagen as it's called in Germany, or Lichtwagen as it's called in Dutch. Therefore, I will give you a tour of these compartments first. Since the train stood still for quite a while, some compartments were not occupied yet, so it was easy for me to find an empty compartment. In most European sleeper trains, couchettes come in a layout of 6 or 4 people, so 6 or 4 beds. Seat and bed numbering is always pretty simple as well in these compartments. The first number always indicates the compartment number, and the second number indicates the number of the bed. So 1 and 2 are always lower beds, 3 and 4 always the middle, and 5 and 6 always the upper beds. In the first compartment you'll find the beds 11 to 16, and in the second compartment 21 to 26, etc. When you book this as a 4-berth compartment, well, the middle beds will just not be pulled out. For the rest, this is exactly the same on most European trains. An exception to this are the sleeper trains that will stay within France and are being rolled by the French National Railway Company SNCF. In that case, the 4-berth sleeping compartments are more comfortable than the 6-berth sleeping compartments, and they also do count as first class. At the door you'll find a big window, but you can close it by the curtains, and these curtains will filter out all the light. Also, the windows do have curtains that will filter out all the light. Above the windows you will find the extra luggage rack as you just saw there. And attached to that you will find a ladder to climb the upper berths. Each compartment has 2 power outlets and they are located in the table. At the other end of the compartment you will find a complimentary bottle of water. And as you can see, all beds do have their own reading light. Blankets will be present and otherwise they will be overhanded by the conductor. Just like all sleeper trains, you will find a lot of space for your luggage in the overhead luggage compartments. Oh, and by the way, the reading lights don't work when the main light is on. The main light switch can be found above the entrance door as well. It's a pity that I didn't put this on camera. When you stay at the couchette compartments, you will find a washing sink on the hallway. This is also where you find the toilet, of course. I do have to say, these washing facilities do feel quite narrow. But you can also use the washing facilities at the toilets, of course. The toilets will give you a little bit more space, and for the rest, well, these are just train toilets, nothing special though. Along the way the toilets were kept pretty clean. They also had this cleaning schedule of the toilets. Free Wi-Fi is available in this train. Well, you will get a limit of 250 MB of free internet, and besides that, when you connect to the Wi-Fi system, there's also an entertainment system. Although I tried to connect to it, it didn't work out that well for me, but maybe I was just unlucky. Time to show you the sleeping compartments. So this is what you get when you're staying in a sleeping compartment. Over there you have a lot of space for your luggage. You find some more here as well. You have 3 beds, one over there. Well, it can be a little bit extended. I will show you in a different compartment I'm staying on. Over here there's a bed, and over here sleeping compartments always come with a mattress. Well, it doesn't say anything about the softness or the hardness of a mattress, but in general these beds are a little bit better than the couchette compartments. Well, you can close the curtains like this, so no light from outside can get in. And sleeping compartments always do have a washing sink. You get some toiletries as well. There's some water included as well. And over here there's complimentary wine, snacks, water, etc. This is for the light. Below that you will find a small button for the sleeping light, night light. And over here, well, all beds do have their own reading light. All beds do have a power plug as well. I don't know if you can see it on the camera as well. And there's an intercom, just in case of an emergency. You get a magazine, and of course you will get blankets and a pillow, so you don't have to bring your own. Over there you can control the climate in the room, and some sleeping compartments will come in layout like this, so you can make them a little bit bigger, and you can make, well, more or less one compartment, just like family rooms in hotels. And you can lock them like this. Because these compartments don't have a window in the door, they do have a little spy, so when someone is knocking on your door, you can have a look on who's outside. This is how the compartment looks like when it's been made up for only one passenger. The height of the middle bed can be adjusted, so it's better for 3, 2 or 1 person. Next to each bed you also find a cup holder. So I didn't open the toiletries until I was home. So this is what you get, is toilet seat cover. Well, I think that the toilets were really clean on this train, so I do have some mixed feelings about this, and it's just waste of plastic when you ask me. A sleeping mask, slippers, toothbrush, soap, liquid hand cleaner, no water or towel required, and some earplugs. And that's it. It's really nice that this is included, so I really like it, but I think, well, it could be with a little bit less plastic, but for the rest it's really nice. As I was walking down the train to look for some empty compartments, I found that there are different sleeping compartments. Of course you have the sleeping compartments with ensuite shower and toilet. But this is a little bit bigger than the compartment where I'm staying on. Over here you have a chair, also when the compartment is in night position. Well, just like my compartment, you have 3 beds, 1, 2 or 3 over there. And there is a closet inside. So you have a little bit more space for your clothes to hang. Well, of course, there's a water sink as well included. And over here you have a lot of space for your luggage, and it feels like these compartments do have some more space than my compartment. Of course, I'll do it here. All beds do have their own reading light. You have some, place to put some stuff. Some water is always included, of course. Power plugs, of every bed has its own power plug, and besides that you will find the power plug next to the table. Well, this isn't really comfortable when you have to sleep like this, so you can make the tables a little bit smaller, but when you do it like this, they're pretty steady as well. Of course you can dim the light by pulling the curtains down, and Of course you can close it as well. You can lock it like this. I think the conductor can open it from outside when he has to, or she. But well, I'm not sure. As you can see here, there's a map of this carriage where I'm staying on right now. I think I'm on one of these, and as you can see here, these compartments do have an ensuite shower and toilet. I hope I can show you one of them as well. Hopefully there will be one open tomorrow morning and I can sneak in and show you how this is like. Anyway, I will continue and show you the next compartment. Another thing I found at this specific compartment is that it looks like you can open and close the compartments with the use of a key card. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an empty sleeping compartment with ensuite shower and toilet, but these are basically the same as the compartments you just saw. Except there will be a door to the ensuite shower and toilet. A unique thing about this sleeper train is that you'll find a dining car, and it's not just a kiosk where you can just take some stuff and go to your compartment. There's also a real restaurant. When you go from Venice, for example, to France, you can reserve a seat here as well. Because I'm taking it from Milano, it's pretty late in the evening, so there's not much going on here anymore. Via the Thello website you can even make a reservation for this. The menu doesn't look big, but it looks quite nice though. When you want to take a closer look on the menu, just pause the video. When you're traveling in a sleeper car, a very simple breakfast will be included in the dining car as well. You get 1 orange juice, a coffee and a very sweet croissant. At the beginning of the journey you will get a voucher which you can overhand to get breakfast. Travel essentials like USB adapters and earplugs are being sold in the train as well. And just in case you need some metro tickets for Paris, you can buy these as well. For the next minutes or so I'll show you some views I had from the train just before the train arrived in Paris. And right after that I'll show you the station of Paris Gare de Lyon. This will be a very quick station review. I will do a better station review when I depart from here for another journey. In the morning the train arrives at the railway station of Paris Gare de Lyon. This is one of the main 6 terminal stations you can find in Paris. All trains from Paris to Italy and Switzerland depart from here, but also the TGV trains to Verona in Spain. In this railway station Thello does have its own ticket desk and vending machines. You can't buy them at the regular ticket desk of the SNCF or the SNCF vending machines. What I like most about this railway station is the restaurant Le Train Bleu. Well, this isn't a cheap place, but at least you can go here for a coffee. A coffee will cost you a little more than €8. But I mean, come on, this is just an amazing place. So I'm here at the station of Gare de Lyon in Paris. I'm at the RER underground station where I take the train to Gare du Nord. Well, for the tellies that will take me home. I hope you like this video, and when you like it, please give me a thumbs up. In general, when you like to see more trip reports by train, subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video.